Peace, everybody. Welcome to Mass Adoption. I am your host, the Kryptokhemist, and it is my job to break down all of the things that may seem complex about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. So let's get right into it. Peace, everybody. Welcome to Mass Adoption with the Kryptokhemist. I am Lynn Green, the Kryptokhemist, and I am here to help you with this crypto come up that we're all on right now, especially if you're here, you're a part of this crypto come up. So let's talk about recent news. It's about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks now. I just wanted to wait, keep my ears to the ground, listen to what everyone else had to say before I gave my perception or my point of view on all of this. So on the 30th of September, U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said that he has no intentions of banning cryptocurrency, okay? And this was in response to China just recently banning cryptocurrency for like the umpteenth time, despite the fact that China owns they have the third largest holding of Bitcoin in the world, in the world, quite frankly, the world. So, you know, they do this thing where it's like, we're not gonna do crypto anymore. We don't like it. And then everybody does the whole FUD thing and they sell all their crypto, and then China comes in and scoops up a bunch more of it. But thankfully this time it didn't work like that. Everyone was like, yeah, we're on to you, China, whatever. So it didn't work as well as they thought it would. And then right after that, this statement comes out. So, you know, Bitcoin dropped to like $40,000 following the news of China's ban, but it still came back to like over 50,000, you know, less than 2 weeks later. I think it was less than a week later. It came back to like 55,000 off, you know, a little more than 55,000. So there was a lot going on with this. It said a lot. It was basically like, you know, a lot of people were like, all right, well, let me chill on the sidelines a little bit and, you know, kind of maybe go into a more stable coin like USDT, and then we'll see how this all works out for us, whatever the case may be. They definitely weren't falling for the BS like they usually do. So I wanted to take this opportunity to let you all know who are just now getting into crypto. It's okay. You're going to be all right. There are various methods and means by which you can protect yourself, methods in which you can methods in which you can learn to protect yourself. And I'm going to get into those. It's no problem. So let's just start with this. What is Bitcoin, right? Because I didn't break that down in my introductory episode. So I'm going to break it down now. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. Its white pages came out on October 31st, 2008. Wherein it was described as this decentralized sort of currency that is autonomous, it is anonymous, right? It allows for you to be, your identity to be protected, and it solves the problem of double spending. So if you don't know what double spending is basically what happens to a lot of us in our bank accounts. When we're charged twice for something, or we're charged for something, the bank account balance doesn't really catch up with that charge, right? That debit. And then we realize, oh snap, we spent too much. Bitcoin was developed to solve that issue. It was developed to, it was debatably developed to solve the issue of corruption, right? Because there are some sources that say that Bitcoin came from the Central Intelligence Agency, it came from the government, etc. Now, what I do know is that blockchain technology was based off of, you know, certain, well, I don't know this for sure. What my research has shown me is that blockchain technology was based off of certain technologies that the US government used, all right? And what blockchain technology is basically that digital ledger, right? When you make a transaction, right, on your card, on your debit card, and you look in your bank account, your little app for your bank account, it'll tell you, okay, you made this transaction here at this time, or, you know, on this day, and this is how much it was. Well, that digital ledger for Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency is the blockchain. All right, a blockchain is just a chain of different blocks of information that are put together and organized. Okay, that's as simple as I can make it for you. So what I want you to think of it as is a Google Docs, right? All of us jump onto Google Docs together. We share this document, and if I make a change to this document, everyone else who has access to that document can see that change that I made, and I can't change the change that I made. It's always going to be there, right? That's what's called immutable. Okay, that's what's called immutable. It can't be changed, or it's very hard at least to change it. That's what happens in a Google Doc, right? Well, in this case, think of the Google document as the blockchain, or that ledger that says, hey, this person made this change on this day. I want you to think of that as the blockchain. So every time a transaction is made in cryptocurrency, it is recorded on that digital ledger, on that blockchain. But that's not all that the blockchain can do. It doesn't just track transactions with cryptocurrency. You can build certain codes, certain programs onto the blockchain, like something called a smart contract, that communicates with that blockchain every time an alteration or change is made to that contract. Well, it communicates with the blockchain every time a change is made to that contract. So you have deeds being written on the blockchain. You have other types of contracts being written on the blockchain. What's the other one? Promissory notes being written on the blockchain. And then the most famous type of smart contracts that you probably will hear of or have heard of are NFTs, non-fungible tokens, right? These are digital items that are put onto the blockchain, and they are not interchangeable. They are unique digital items, right? But these are all different forms of what can be placed onto the blockchain. The blockchain is basically a big old database. Honestly, you can't just change what happened in the database like you can in, let's say, a SQL database, right? An SQL database. Okay, so that's basically what the blockchain is. And so what was happening was the government wasn't able to, even though they could see all the transactions that were happening, if you just looked on the blockchain, they couldn't tell who exactly was making the transactions. They couldn't tell whose wallet, right? There's something in cryptocurrency called a wallet. This is where you hold your cryptocurrency. And each coin has its own wallet, right? Bitcoin has a wallet, Ethereum has a wallet, etc. Well, what happened was funds would move from one person's wallet to another, or one group's wallet to another, and you couldn't track or actually figure out and determine who that group was that sent it, nor could you figure out who that group was who received it. And this made Big Brother very mad, because Big Brother needs to know everything, right? So there was this rally against it by the government, by the SEC. If you've seen anything about the lawsuit or the court cases against XRP Labs, or excuse me, not Dapper Labs. What is their name? Ripple Labs, right? You've seen that there was a court case with them in the SEC and all of that. They were basically trying to go after cryptocurrency. You've seen something with Binance, them trying to go after Binance. They were trying to go after cryptocurrency as a whole, and they were trying to scare people. On the other side of that, you had them making movies like the movie Crypto, where basically the plot is, this criminal organization who's using cryptocurrency to commit all of these crimes, right?
No phone number, no email, just 10 million in cryptocurrencies.
Pretty sure the Russian mafia is laundering money through the Omni branch here.
As if crimes hadn't been committed for the past hundreds of years with regular currency. I don't know. Cryptocurrency somehow made crime resurface because it had gone away with regular paper currency. Anyway, so the basic gist of all of this stuff, and where I'm going with this, is that the government would like to see everything, because that's how, they exercise their control, by knowing everything that's going on. And if it's something that goes under their nose, they can't control it. How can you control what you don't see? Right? How can you control what you don't see? And this is not, hey, it's their job. You can't get mad at them. It's not a conspiracy theory. I'm going to say that all the time. It's not a conspiracy theory. Whatever your reasons are for thinking that the government should or shouldn't control anything or everything, those are your reasons. But the point is that is their ultimate goal, to control stuff. So with cryptocurrency, that kept them from being able to do it. They got mad. They didn't like it too much. So they was like, hey, gotta do something about this. Can't keep allowing it to happen the way that it is. And that is where all of this regulation came in, them striving to regulate. That's why just recently the IRS has put language into their codes and statutes to get you to report about cryptocurrency, all of the above. And, you know, there are various ways that are in line with IRS regulations, SEC regulations, you know, all of these regulations wherein you can protect your cryptocurrency and you can get tax breaks for your cryptocurrency, etc. But you have to know how those things work. You have to know how to navigate them, and you first have to understand what cryptocurrency is. So that's why I gave you that very basic introduction to what Bitcoin is. And Bitcoin is the first type of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is not cryptocurrency, right? Like the dollar is the standard, or has historically been the standard for world currency, but it's not world currency, right? It's not all a world currency, okay? So when we talk about the dollar, we're not talking about the British pound, we're talking about the dollar. So when we talk about Bitcoin, we're not talking about cryptocurrency, we're talking about Bitcoin, a type of cryptocurrency, but not all of cryptocurrency. I need you all to understand that. Another thing I need you to understand is that you can buy a piece of Bitcoin. You do not have to buy the entire coin. So if one Bitcoin is $55,000, you can buy it up, you can break that down into 100 million pieces called Satoshis, and you can buy a piece of a Bitcoin, or however many Satoshis. So just like the dollar can be broken down into 100 pennies, Bitcoin can be broken down into 100 million Satoshis. Satoshis are to a Bitcoin what pennies are to a dollar, all right? Only difference is Bitcoin doesn't have like larger designations, right? Like you can't, 25.25 worth of Bitcoin is not called like another name. They're all Satoshis, all right? So that's the only difference. But you don't have to buy the whole thing. And what a lot of people believe is, like what I hear them say is, I can't afford Bitcoin. Why can't you afford Bitcoin? Do you have $20? Yeah, but Bitcoin is like $50,000. Okay, but you can buy a piece of it. So you don't understand it, but you're afraid of it. Because you fear what you don't understand. But fear is false evidence appearing real. You like what I did with each finger? False evidence appearing real. Okay, that's false. All right, so you're afraid of something that the rest of the world, and in fact, countries like El Salvador, the Netherlands has an entire cryptocurrency city, right? Akon is trying to make a city in, I believe, Senegal, completely a smart city, right? Cryptocurrency is everywhere, whether you realize it or not. And you have gone cashless. When all these moguls are talking about a cashless society, they don't just mean debit cards. They don't just mean debit cards. They don't. They mean blockchain technology. They mean cryptocurrency. What they don't really mean is decentralized finance, because they haven't found a way to control decentralized finance. But that is why you should be in it right now, because they haven't found a way to limit you in it. All right? Do you know that you can get loans in cryptocurrency without even giving out your name? No? Do you know that you can get you can take these loans and trade with them, and they're very small as far as how much they charge you to trade with them? Do you know those things? No. Did you know that there are entire digital worlds built on blockchain technology, wherein you can go into these digital worlds and make a lot of money buying and selling the land in these digital worlds? I'm talking about you can make real estate mogul money just with digital real estate. Did you know that? No, you did not know that. More than likely. All right, well, not more than likely, probably. I'm not going to say more than likely. I don't want to insult your intelligence. That's not right. Okay, but my point is that it's everywhere. It's going to be everywhere, and we are still early in the space. All right, you're not as early as me, and I'm not as early as the people who taught me, but we're still early in the space, and there's still so many opportunities in cryptocurrency. All right, so I wanted to talk to you about that, and some other things I want to talk to you about here. So now that we have the fear of cryptocurrency being banned or whatever the case may be, I want you to understand they're still going to try and regulate it, because what did I just say? They want to control everything, right? But It still gives you an opportunity to get into it while they're trying to figure out how to control it. Because the funny thing is, they want to control it and don't understand it. They don't even understand it. And it's like how much, like the government literally has blockchain technology contracts where they're looking for people to work for them in blockchain technology. And you still don't understand what, like, all right, whatever. So anyway, they're trying to regulate it, but they don't understand enough about it to regulate it yet. In July, they had a hearing, right? Where Jerome Powell, the same guy, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, he says he expressed interest in cryptocurrency regulation back in July. But then he comes back in September and says, oh, you know what? I'm just interested in it. I'm not saying I'm going to ban it. So they're telling you that even though they're not going to ban it, they're going to implement it. They already have. The Federal Reserve has FedCoin. It's a cryptocurrency. Of course, they're not going to ban cryptocurrency, right? And he didn't say, from what I understand, he didn't say he wasn't going to ban cryptocurrency, right? He didn't say he wasn't going to ban, he didn't say he wasn't going to ban Bitcoin. He said he wasn't going to ban cryptocurrency. And there are thousands of different cryptocurrencies, right? So they say, hey, we're not going to ban it, but we do want to regulate it. What does regulate mean? Control, right? When you regulate water flow, or you regulate, air regulation, it's to control it. So that's what they want. All right, but China's central bank has cracked down heavily. Like, listen to this. Think about this for a minute. I hold all this stuff, but I'm cracking down on anyone who's not me that's holding it. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry because I'm not sorry, but I gotta just say it. This sounds a lot like crack cocaine in the 80s and 90s, wherein they had the war on drugs, but it was the government that had all the drugs and was regulating all the drugs, controlling all the drugs, holding all the drugs and dropping them off in the neighborhoods. But now so China's doing the classic CIA move, right? It said it would consider all cryptocurrency related transactions in China illegal and ban any crypto mining activity. Now, mind you, China had one of the largest, if not the largest, crypto mining farms right on their soil. What's going on? So all of a sudden you're banning it? Like, we've been here chilling, not bothering anybody, whatever, Now, they're not saying that literally, because there are concerns about mining being bad for the environment. So I don't mean that literally. Don't take it and run with it. But I'm just saying, we've been here. You haven't had a problem with us this whole time. You've been making money with and off of us. And now all of a sudden you want to ban us? That doesn't sound right. And I don't think that it happened that simply, if I may be frank. All right? So it says SEC chairman. Now the SEC is involved. The SEC is involved. Gary Gensler, he expressed last week a concern of cryptocurrency investors if the market doesn't have more regulation. Again, regulation, all right? He said investors are likely to get hurt if regulation is not introduced. Now, mind you, we know, come on, we're investors. Investors know enter at your own risk. Investors know don't trade what you can't lose. So what are we about to get hurt with? If you're getting into, if people got into the stock market and lost millions with all of the regulation that the stock market has and the SEC has over the stock market, blah, 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 blah. Nobody said, hey, the SEC needs more regulation. So why not? You don't think that there were like underhanded deals that people made in these companies that hold stock, that issue stock, that have initial public offerings? Like, you don't think, come on. You guys, better than that. Right? So that's what they're saying, though. They're saying that investors might get hurt if the regulation isn't introduced. All right? Gensler said at the Financial Times Future of Asset Management North America conference. So they were at this conference, and he's saying, hey, we're talking about these assets and we're talking about how good they can be, but with cryptocurrency, we got to regulate it some more. All right? He said he doesn't see a future for cryptocurrency. Don't forget that. He said he doesn't see a future for cryptocurrency, but then he says that his agency is dedicated to increase crypto regulation in the US. So why do you not see a future for it? Isn't that a contradiction? Why would I regulate something I don't see a future for? Right? So then this is what they've been doing. Telling people, hey, this stuff is not good. It's not gonna, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna last. It's a scam. All the while buying up all of it and trying to regulate what we can and can't buy. Right? Buying up all of it and trying to regulate what we can and can't buy. Well, golly, gee whiz, why would you be regulating something? Why would you be spending time, money, effort regulating something that isn't meant to last? Okay, but this is what I want you to look at. This is what I want you to go to. I'm going to put a link to this in the description as well. I want you to look at well-alert, that's WALE-alert.io. And I want you to look at all of the institutional money moving in to the cryptocurrency market every second. Not minute, not hour. This is a second by second, millisecond by millisecond update of all of the cryptocurrency that's coming into this market. From instance, when we call them whales, we're saying that because they're huge in comparison to us little fish in the sea. And they're coming in by the millions, billions, and trillions. Millions, hundreds of millions, hundreds of billions. I want you to look at that. And you tell me if cryptocurrency is going anywhere. You tell me if there aren't some underhanded things going on by people who have power and influence, who are trying to create these cryptocurrency cartels. You tell me, because I don't know everything. And I don't claim to, I never have. But that sounds kind of weird to me. All right, and we'll go from there. So basically my point here, what I'm getting at is mass adoption is here. They're trying to get ahead of it before you do, right? They're trying to make sure that they have all their ducks in a row and all their regulations in place before you find out a way to free yourself using it. But you can absolutely free yourself using it. And that's what I'm here to teach you. I'm here to teach you how to free yourself using cryptocurrency. All right? So, as I always say, I'm going to end it here, but as I always say, you are divine. It is your time. It's not just something I say that rhymes. Welcome to the Crypto Come Up. This is Mass Adoption. I'm Link Green, the Kryptokhemist. Peace.